actually ditch your friend?
Yeah.
You're so mean.
So, what was your name? Nice to meet you, I'm Mo.
Nice to meet you.
Did I tell you?
Yeah, no, you
Okay,
did.
true. 905. I recently got a question, and the question was, do looks matter? You know, like, what if I'm like an immigrant and I'm short and I'm bald and I'm ugly and, you know, I have an accent? You know, does this matter? Does this actually play a role in me being able to get the girl? So there's two things when it comes to this. The first one is what I like to call looks don't matter, but style does, okay? So, and I really believe that, oops, there's a car there. I really believe that first impressions are lasting, man. Like, I see so many guys out who actually have good game. You know, like, I look at them and they're like good at talking to girls, but they're shooting themselves in the foot by having really shitty style. Either that comes through, you know, bad color schemes, or they're not wearing the right color schemes based on their own personality, or they have like a really shitty haircut, really shitty shoes. They just look bad. And look, you can look, you know, you can look good in terms of your actual looks, but if your style is bad, that matters more than whether you're a good looking person or not. Second thing is, even if you look bad but you have a really, really nice style, the girl is gonna look at that and go, oh my god, this guy takes care of himself. You know, he actually takes care of how he looks, therefore his life he must be taking care of as well. And when she sees that, that first impression is gonna make her want to know you more, okay? Because throughout my, you know, years of doing pickup, I know a lot of dudes who were very ugly, you know, didn't have the right height per se. They were like short. I knew a guy who was literally short, Indian, balding, and fat. And he was getting the hottest, like tallest model girls. So why is that? The reason why is because he actually took care of himself. Anytime we would go out, he would be the most stylish person outside. And he had like nice clothes. He always had like really good haircut, well groomed. And when you go up to the girl like that, she's like, oh my god, this guy takes care of himself. You know, he must be taking care of himself. He must be taking care of his life. And therefore, I want to get to know him. So impressions are lasting, man. You could go up to a girl, you could have amazing game, but if you go up to her with your dick out, she's probably not going to want to talk to you, because the first impression there is that, what the fuck, this guy has his dick out. Same thing with if you have bad style. She's going to be like, what the fuck, this guy has terrible, terrible style. He doesn't even take care of his physical appearance. So, no, looks do not matter. Again, I know so many guys who are ugly and getting girls, and you see this in so many different situations where guys aren't even good looking, and you're like, how is he with that hot girl? But it comes into play that he has good game, he's confident, and he takes care of his physical looks. Another thing too is, like, for me at this point, I can go out looking like a hobo and I'll still be able to pull. But that's because I've had years of experience being able to do that. And therefore I know how to deal with that, but that's making it so much harder on myself. And guys, especially who are new to the game, they make it so much harder on themselves than it needs to be, because they just look like shit and they're shooting themselves in the fucking foot. So another thing too is, like, there's so many guys out there who go like, you know what, why don't you go out with your hair messed up and you look terrible, and that relieves any expectations you have. There is some truth to that, and the reason why is because when you're going out and you're like, oh man, I look good, I look amazing, you're already building this like ego around your looks, and you're putting a lot of judgment on yourself based on your looks. Okay, so style isn't to look good for the woman, but it's rather to make sure that you have a good first impression. Okay, that's what it should be. And another thing is, like, if you believe that you are the best, if you believe that you are amazing and you deserve the best, why not deserve the best style as well? A lot of guys will like look like complete shit and they're like, I deserve the best, I deserve the hottest woman. But dude, you're not even taking care of yourself. Like your beard is out of control like mine. You don't have a good haircut at all. You're not well trimmed. Your clothes look like shit. You reek, you smell, your teeth smell. It's like you have to take care of your style. You have to take care of the way you look. And that first impression is going to either make it so that you stay in the conversation and you have a way of connecting with her, or whether she's going to look at you and be like, this guy looks like shit, he smells bad, his style is terrible, I don't even want to talk to him. And unfortunately, nobody else tells you this. You know, everybody goes like, looks don't matter, and that's true, looks don't matter, but style does. It's huge. It's huge. Any instructor you see, any fucking instructor you see, anytime they're out, they always fucking look good, even though they may be telling you in a video, you can go out looking like shit and you'll still get the girl. It's not true, man. Like, I'm telling you guys the real things. There's so many students I have that, for example, they have like super long untrimmed hair, and it's like, dude, that doesn't look good because it shows that you don't take care of yourself. And two, long hair is very feminine. I've had long hair before in the past, and you really have to also know like what works with your face. If like long hair works with your face better than short hair, then yeah, sure, go with long hair. But trimming, making sure you look stylish, making sure like you actually take care of yourself rather than letting everything go, will make it so much easier for you on your journey and path to being able to talk to girls. All right, so don't shoot yourself in the foot. Make sure your style is on point. So what are some tips that you can use to make sure that you look good? All right, so the first thing that comes into play is, let's start with the shoes. So usually with the shoes, you want to have something that's not like, you know, I call it the old white dad shoes, okay? And that comes with like, you know, the like the sport check, or like the white like runner shoes, okay? You don't want to have those shoes, or like skater shoes. Those shoes show that like you're this like the little boy, or you just don't really know and aren't aware of style, okay? So you want to take care of your shoes. I have like very simple shoes. The few places that I go to is like Aldo or Spring. It's called Spring It Up, and those places have really good shoes. Or you can also go to Zara, they have good shoes there. And I usually get darker shoes or light brown shoes, okay? So those two work the best. Then when it comes to the pants, I usually go with something like beige or light brown, and that way it's like not too dark. So that way like you can wear different color shirts. If you go with something like black, then you have to wear lighter shirts, because the reason why is if you dress really dark, you come off very edgy. You come off like almost like this like scary douchey guy. And if you do that, it's not that it doesn't work, but you have to switch your personality a little bit and be more nice. Okay, you have to be more nice if you look more edgy. The second thing is if you're wearing lighter colors, okay, so if you're wearing like colorful colors like blue or like light blue or like white or you know, like green and stuff like that, you come off like super nice and almost gay, okay? So in those situations, you might want to personalize your style to your character and be more douchey, okay? Then it kind of evens it out. Another thing is like ethnicities are also very important. So for example, if you are African American, then again, like unfortunately a lot of people judge, okay, and they judge based off perception. If you're African American and you go out and you're like this tall, you know, big black dude, and you're going out and, you know, you got a hoodie on and all this stuff, the perception behind a girl, even though you may be like the nicest fucking amazing dude, the perception that the girl sees is like, this guy is ghetto, you know, or this guy is aggressive. And unfortunately, people judge like that, which is like really stupid, but they do, especially girls. So you might want to be like very stylish, get like trims, be very cut, be very clean, be like, you know, the guy in the Classic Man video, the guy who goes like, I'm a classic man, that song, you know that?
Sorry, bro.
Really? Okay. So there's a video, it's called I'm a Classic Man. I think it's called Classic Man. Just search it up. And that black dude looks very, very clean, very stylish. So you might want to look like that when you're going out. Or even if you don't want to do that and you look very edgy and you're also black, then you might want to go up to girls like super duper nice. Because the perception behind you before you even go up to them is, this guy is like ghetto, or you know, he's aggressive. So that's it. And then with Asians, girls unfortunately through the media assume Asian guys are just like super nice, you know, they're just like these super nice guys who are always in the friend zone and they can never be romantic. And unfortunately, that's how society views them. And it's really, really fucking sad, but that's the truth. So if you are an Asian guy and you go up to a girl, you can actually get away with being more douchey and more of an asshole because the perception is that you're super nice. So it kind of evens it out, right? And you can get away with it. If you're brown, for example, the media perception is like brown guys, you know, can't be with westernized women. Okay, so when you go up to a girl, you might want to show that you're more westernized and you've actually been living there for a long time and you're more in their culture. Okay, again, don't mix this up. Okay, don't mix this up and think that you have to be a different person. Still be yourself, but just be aware of these facts. Okay, be aware of these facts and you can actually use this in your game to personalize it and make sure that you're going with that style. So come out with me for a sec. So can you like see how I'm dressed right now? Right? Can you see it? Okay, so as you see right now, I have black shoes on. It's a very, very simple style look. It has like no Velcro or anything. It's just black shoes. And then instead of wearing black pants, I wore, you know, this like beige slim fit pants. You also want to get slim fit jeans or pants because getting like anything that's more rounded, it just doesn't look in style. So a few places that I like to shop at is like Aldo, Spring It Up, H&M. H&M is an amazing place to go. So again, with the beige, I have like a blue kind of like jean jacket shirt. And as you see, I have actually opened this up. I learned this from one of my friends actually, and he said when you open it up, it actually points up at your face. So when you go up to a girl, she'll be more likely to look at your face rather than having it closed up. So can you see this? Yep. So I got this kind of like black, it's kind of like a jean jacket, but it kind of looks like at the same time it's like a wool jacket. And this is something again that's stylish that you can wear with like these kind of watches. So my rule behind watches is that you want to have something white like this if you're wearing something dark like that. Okay. If you are wearing something more light, so I have this dark and then this is white, right, or silver. If you, however, are wearing something, is it pointing towards my face right now?
It's pointing towards your face.
Okay, so if you, however, are wearing something more light, then you might want to go with either a light brown or brown color. Usually you can get this with leather watches, or a very dark, like black watch. Okay, and that kind of fits with your style. So another thing when it comes to wearing glasses, so with these glasses, like these are what fits my face. Okay, so if you have a very square face, kind of like I do, very like lined up like jawline and everything, you might want to get like aviators. Make sure it's something that like fits your face, not too small, not too wide. These are a little bit wide for me. But if you have a more of a round face, you might want to get something that's more square-like, okay? What a beautiful, beautiful fucking view. Look at that. Amazing. Now, what I would also say is don't take, these are just tips, okay? Don't take this in a way where you're like, oh, I have to always look stylish when I'm going out or else I'll never get results. Or if you go out and like you're not wearing like stylish things, don't be like, oh, I won't get results, and use that as an excuse, okay? That's you being very insecure about that certain thing. The style just helps it make easier, especially if you're starting out, to make the journey easier for you, okay? It makes the journey easier for you, and it allows you to have a better perception when you're going up to girls. But it's not necessary, okay? If you have the guy who, you know, has shit style and actually approaches like, you know, 50 girls in a week, is going to be more experienced than the guy who, you know, has the most amazing style and he looks like a model, but he's only approaching like one girl, you know, a week. So it's not like a cause and effect where you'll get better results. It just makes the process easier. And another thing too is like the most results that I've had was when I actually went out looking like shit, because there's no expectations there. You're like, oh, fuck it, I look like shit anyway, so I might as well try and say whatever, right? Versus being insecure and being like, oh, does this look good? Does this look good? Does this look great? Oh, now I'm out and I'm wondering if girls are looking at me in a certain way and whether I'm stylish, and holy shit, like there's all these different expectations. Oh my God, I'm making it easier for myself. Why isn't this easy for me yet? It's like, no. Make it easier for yourself with the style. However, don't have any expectations when you're going out. Know that, you know, this is the person you are, and be aware of your culture and the media, the way the media portrays your ethnicity. Be aware of all of this, and be aware of like style, you know, look the best, but do it for you. That's the major difference. Most people do it for other people, but the reason why I dress nice all the time, unless I'm like at home or something, I'll just dress like in anything or just be super naked. The reason why I dress nice when I go out is not for other people, but rather for myself. If I deserve highly of everything, I'm gonna eat the best foods, I'm gonna drink the best things, I'm gonna have the best supplements, I'm gonna work out and look physically good and have high energy, but at the same time I'm also gonna look good in terms of my style, because that's what I deserve. I deserve the best. And a way you can actually gauge how you look is if you were to meet the president tomorrow, okay, and he saw you, would he look at you and be like, you know, this seems like a cool guy? Or would he look at you and be like, I don't know about him because he's a little bit too much? So if you got like, you know, Metallica t-shirt on and you're like, woo, rocker, and like you got ridiculously long hair all over the place, is the president gonna look at you and be like, I wanna get to know that guy? Or is he gonna be like, okay, he's kind of weird, right? So the way you should be going out is like, if I was to meet the president looking like this, then would this be acceptable, okay? And that's like the major question you should ask yourself when it comes to looking stylish. Another thing too is when it comes to color schemes, you don't want to wear something that is too colorful, so like light pink, light blue, all these things. It just looks way too expressive, and it just doesn't look that great on most people, okay? So that's like the general rule. But yeah, it's like you should be gauging it as like, if I go out looking like this and I was to see the president, would he want to get to know me more? All right. What else in terms of style? Yeah, that's pretty much it. And don't use it as an excuse. Oh, I almost fell there. Don't use it as an excuse to not get results. All right. Don't be like, oh, you know, I don't look stylish enough, or I look bad tonight, or have those certain expectations. Again, you're doing it for you, just to look good for you. okay? Because you deserve the best, and if you are enough as a man, you deserve everything that is enough for a man, which is the best, okay? And go out, but when you go out, have no expectations, be totally open, be totally vulnerable to meeting people, and the style is just to make your journey a lot easier for you, especially when you're starting out, okay? So that's what I wanted to that's what I wanted to talk about today, because a lot of people don't talk about this and they act like it's not an important factor. It actually is an important factor, okay? Because one, you want the best for yourself. Two, it makes the journey a lot easier, especially because people have perceived differences and they perceive you in a certain way based on your style. And three, basically, like, you want to be acceptable to the vast majority, which is going to make it easier for you, okay? So what I want to ask you right now is, when you go out, what do you look like? You know, what is your style typically when you go out? So leave a comment in the comment section below. What do you look like on a typical night out? What is your style? You know, what are your appearances? And do it just for shits and gigs of being open, vulnerable, and also I'll take a look at it, and if there's any advice I'll give you personal advice in the comment section below of like how you can make it better. Okay, so leave that comment right now. So make sure to subscribe, click subscribe down there, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Big old dreams in real life. Crown king and his beautiful wife. We don't like to sit on our throne, no.